it is probably the month where you are least tempted to go anywhere outside ever for any reason. And for me, who's a distractible kind of person, it's really kind of wonderful to realize I picked January because I won't be tempted. Vermont is a beautiful place in July.
Or October.
Or October, exactly.
Yes.
But in January, really you have no reason to go outside, hardly at all, except perhaps the occasional snowshoeing.
Yeah. Or skiing, which I do on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I do try to get outside at the noon hour or sometime midday, but it's a very small window of time, and I know that it's to breathe the air and to hopefully find my fox up in the woods I visit with regularly, and get a little blood moving. But once I'm in the studio, like Marie, I'm focused, and it actually, the cold helps me go much more inward with my work.
Exactly.
Same here, and I find that here I can work 4 or 5 hours during a day. That's kind of my outside limit. And it's pretty much free of distractions, except for meals. And I don't have to shop, I don't have to cook. And I have those windows of time outside too. But it's beautiful here. I love the combination of really holding up and painting, and then being outside and also having wonderful conversations with people at meals and afterwards.
And of course that's true any month.
Yeah, that's true any month, yeah.
Everyone's here making art in some form, so
there are no preliminaries.
Yeah, exactly.
You just leap in, and that's it.
Yeah,
the assumption is, yes, we're all here doing something, and
and that's a compliment to holding up too. That you can come out of that and feel this great stimulation of things. And I always learn things when I'm here. Not necessarily things I'm going to go home and do, but I feel that my sense of the imagination has been broadened by the range of things that people are doing and what they've thought of to do and the materials they're using and all of that. So I feel as if I'm nourished in a variety of ways, from the food to the conversation to the visual terms of it. Yeah.
It involves all those aspects of culture, not just making art, but the full spectrum of being human, and it's here. And people care about that.
And I think that part of the reason for continuing to return is that very atmosphere, that it's non-competitive, so you don't feel that you have to prove anything when you get here.
Right.
You've been admitted to this place, and you have there's almost a kind of contract that you will enter into a space that is beneficial and that is supportive, and that where people do care about one another. And I've always found that here.
Yeah.
And of course, Kate said it's really fun to have people of all ages and races and everything here. Again, where does that happen in such a comfortable and relaxed and informal way? But the other thing that I find is that a lot of people here there's a kind of a leveler, because a lot of us are working on new work, and we're just as insecure and tentative as somebody who's just beginning their own career, because we keep, I don't know, but I'm sure that it's true for you too. Every time you begin a new project, it's dangerous and risky and scary, and you might as well be 24 again, because it.
No, really. Every time I come here, I don't really know exactly what I'm going to emerge with, and I really do feel some anxiety about it at first.
Me too.
Yeah, and so you don't. I would imagine you wouldn't necessarily expect that of somebody who's had a longer-ish career, but it's true. Kind of keeps us all on the same plane.
Yes.
Well, we all have the beginner's mind.
Yes.
So it is a good thing.
Yes.
But it's not always a comfortable thing.
Right. Exactly. Because, doing art, any kind of art, embodies risk. Always.